Earl of Warwick, the Kingmaker, and my master. I welcome you all here this day. Indeed, my lords and ladies, it gladdens my heart to see you all here. You joined us here at Warwick at the most dangerous and bloody of times. Edward of York has this day marched upon the capital and seized the crown and taken the throne for himself and styles himself the king of all the English. This will not be allowed to stand. This will not be allowed to pass. This will not be left unanswered. For truly, truly, the War of the Roses rages on. We here at Warwick, we support the House of Lancaster, and I will give my dying breath to see the true King of England, Henry VI, back upon the throne. And with this intent firmly in mind, I call upon you all to join me, to be my force, my power, as we take on the might of Edward and his Yorkist army. So, my lords and ladies, I ask you all, are you with me?
Yay!
Oh, this will not do. I need to hear your voice into the heavens. I said, are you with me?
Yay!
But fear not. We take with us our stout hearts, our righteous anger. But to ensure our victory, we will take with us the world's largest, the world's most powerful. I expect to hear the biggest, loudest cheer for the Warwick Castle trebuchet! This beast of burden has been christened Ursa, the bear. She stands an impressive 18 meters tall. Her weight is a colossal 22 tons. Frame is made of oak, a throwing arm of ash. And though she is big and she is heavy, we will carry her on our backs, if need be, down to London. And there we will siege the capital. And Edward will be brought to the knee. He will acquiesce. Or if he does not, we will reduce the walls of London to rubble. Now, early trebuchets would use beasts of burden, horses and oxen to pull down on the throwing arm. Teams of these animals would be hitched to the rear of the device, and by dint of their brawn alone, they would pull down on this heavy throwing arm. This has many inherent problems. Firstly, the transportation of animals over great distances. Secondly, the setting aside of resources and manpower. These valuable commodities are needed to keep these animals alive. And finally, sieges can take weeks, months, or indeed even years. Very soon, those animals you've taken to power your trebuchet are actually feeding your hungry soldiers, thus leaving your war machines idle. Another answer was sought. Another answer was found. In the most unlikely of places, ironically, in the building sites of the medieval era, at these places where we built cathedrals and castles, we learned the key to destroying them. For what you're seeing behind me, effectively, is medieval crane technology. We use this technology to raise heavy stones to the top of castle walls. In this case, we're using it to pull down on a throwing arm. The principle is simple. We have 4 men, 4 soldiers, walking in these 2 massive crane wheels. The 2 wheels are connected via an axle, and that axle is in turn attached to this throwing arm via this rope. Thus the men's action, walking in the wheels, turns the axle, spooling the rope, pulling down on the throwing arm. I make it sound simple, they make it look easy, but it's not. It really is back-breaking work. And what makes it so difficult, so painful, is that counterweight rising out of the heart of the machine. That counterweight, when empty, is a ton of oak. It's an oak box weighing a ton. But we've got 5 tons of ballast in there. So before your very eyes, in a little over 5 minutes, 4 people have raised up to 6 tons. That's incredibly impressive, with the most basic of construction technologies. And in a moment, once their job's done and that arm comes down to that A-frame, we will have all that power locked in. Right there. 6 tons is now ours to do with as we wish. We put whatever projectile we want in the heart of that machine, and then we send it at our enemies, and they will run. No one stands in the face of the wrath of the trebuchet. Now what you're witnessing here is our final preparations. We're putting the machine through its paces and this crew This crew here have been specially selected for this job. But once they've done this, we can take this machine apart. It's a tension fit. There's over 300 individual pieces. It's held together with wedges, clamps and pegs. The only bits that are nailed together as a unit are the wheels themselves. We can place them onto barges or onto wagons and take them to wherever we need them to be. And when we get to our destination, within the day, maybe two, we'll have this machine up and running. That's so impressive. And this crew, they've been specially selected for this job. And for them, this is truly a privilege that I expect them to give their lives for in defence of this machine. Trebuchet Winder, get up that wheel, wind harder.
Oh, this winding job is the worst. Run faster, wind harder, that's all right for them to say. The pain in my legs is excruciating. There are more turns of this wheel to come. These wheels have slats that create flickering lights in your eyes. Makes us dizzy, which brings on sickness. If you know what's good for you, you swallow it down. Throwing up in a wheel isn't pretty. You'll fall over for sure. The wheels are extremely slippy when wet. If I slip, I could be carried up the wheel and fall on the axle, breaking my back for sure. I just keep running, looking ahead, or as much as I can anyway. Giving up and falling out this wheel isn't an option. We must keep winding. Come on, men, not long now until that rope's free.
Will you quit your belly aching in that wheel? Any more of this, I'll cut this crew. We'll get a blind crew in here. They'll work harder than you dogs. But fear not, my lords and ladies. Though we have this lazy crew in these wheels, they are kept in line. We have our very own general, our very own captain of the machine. Today, we have our trebuchet mistress. Not only is she in charge of the construction of this device, she is also in charge of its operation.
I am a master of warfare, and this machine is my finest weapon. As trebuchet master, Ursa is my responsibility, and it's my job to keep her wheels turning and keep these lazy dogs moving. Come on, men, get up those wheels! This machine can shoot a projectile up to 300 meters at 150 miles per hour. But I have to shoot this machine every 6 minutes, or the Kingmaker Neville would have my head. There is no room for error. This is war, and we have to win.
We certainly do. My lords and ladies, I spy down the end of the field a Yorkist band. They arrive with a cannon. Edward has had the effrontery to send troops here to the castle. Troops from London here to Warwickshire. Armed with a cannon, they hope to hinder our progress and our preparations for London. Well, I tell you here and now, in this, the Wars of the Roses, Edward, send your troops, send your men, send your knights and your guns, and we will send them running back hot foot to London with 50,000 Lancastrians at their back. More than this, we will bring down the wrath of God on them. They will come here and we will hit them. We will hit them hard with a rain of fire and arrows, and on our lips, on our voices will re-echo the words, "O Warwick, O Warwick!"
We have a few tricks up Ursa's sleeve. For castle and city walls, we can throw rocks to smash through and expose the enemy. We can shoot dead and rotting animals. These spread disease amongst their camps, killing them off slowly. And we could send the pale-faced heads of their Yorkist spies back at them. Send them a message that we are strong and will not give up without a fight.
Incoming cannon! Trebuchet mistress, I need this machine to launch at my command. And it has to be said, I do not think any severed head is going to scare off that cannon. What options have we got to get these Yorkist dogs running?
It's time to show these Yorkists what we are made of, and use the ultimate missile that will strike fear into the hearts of even the most valiant of knights. A fireball.
Fireball? That'll get these dogs running. My lords and ladies, they will run in the face of this. I tell you this here and now. This is not the day that we bow down to Yorkist law. This is the day that we stand true and strong. We will stand this day for our castle, for our Earl and our King. So, I ask each and every one of you, and I so want to hear your voices. Are you still with me?
Yeah!
Are you?
Yeah!
The cannon gets closer. Right, prepare yourselves, prepare your soul. It is time that we, ourselves, unleash some hell. Trebuchet mistress, we need to begin the firing sequence. Remove the chain. Remove the pen! Stand down and add fire! Right, this should send these Yorkish dogs running, but if you should not, the defence of this castle falls to you, your courage and your sword. I tell you here and now, Warwick Castle must not fall! Lord! Victory! The dogs run! We have victory! My lords and ladies, what an incredible device and what effort to power such a machine. So, fill your lungs with air. Let them know you appreciate their efforts. Can I hear the biggest, loudest cheer that you can muster for our trebuchet, Mr. Charlotte and her crew? Truly an impressive sight. A working trebuchet here on the island at Warwick. But we have much more to see and do. We have the birds of prey at the top of the hill. Hide the bow and shoot out on the east front. But for the rest of us here on the trebuchet and its crew, have a good day and thank you.